and welcome back to my channel. Hopefully I can add some happy squish vibes or Jellycat vibes to your day today. Okay guys, so for today's video, I thought it would be fun to kind of go into chat a little bit about why I started collecting, maybe like when I started collecting, and just like why I do all this in general. Just maybe a little like insight into my journey into collecting Squishmallows, collecting Jellycats, all the good things. But I thought it'd be fun to share a little bit about that with y'all today. But since this is going to be a little like chat, TED Talk, rant, whatever you want to say, type of vibe for today's video, definitely make sure you get your little companion with you to watch if you've got any around you, whether that be a stuffed animal or maybe even like a live animal of your own. I have my little, I believe he is a 12-inch Hug Me Connor. I have the 10-inch as well, but the 10-inch one doesn't like sit on my lap as well for y'all to see. I think it would be more like that. So I figured that the 12-inch would be good for today's video so you can like see him as well. But isn't he adorable? I mean, it's a Connor, so I love it. I know the Hug Me's are a little bit of a mixed opinion, I feel like, among the Squishmallow community. But again, it's Connor, it's a cow, I had to get it. And I have him with a little necklace. Some of mine have necklaces. Most of my Hug Me Squishmallows have necklaces. But anyway, I am just really excited to share my little journey with y'all, so let's go ahead and get started. All right, so again, we have our little Squishmallows, of course, all the Squishmallows around me. I also have a few Jellycats sprinkled in there as well, because those are like, I feel like the top two things that I collect nowadays, so I felt like I'd sprinkle them in a little bit just so they, you know, be in the conversation too. But anyway, let's get to like the main overarching question, I guess I would say, for this topic, which would be why you started collecting in general. And I would have to say, like, my short answer to that question would be just because it makes me happy. And honestly, if that's your answer as well, totally fine, totally valid. That is a good enough reason for me, at least, like I would say, because especially if it's something that you just really enjoy, you seem to have a passion about and are just passionate about it, I feel like it's worth it. It's worth your time. It's worth your energy. Like, if it makes you happy, then you're doing something right. But I would just say that I have always had a love for stuffed animals and just stuff like that in general. When I was younger, stuffed animals were like my thing. I wanted every single stuffed animal I saw. I didn't have like a specific brand or anything, like I didn't stick to just one brand. But I always wanted a stuffed animal whenever I'd lay my eyes on a new one. Of course, my parents did not let me get every single stuffed animal that I got my hands on. But, you know, now we have adult money, our own decisions, and here we are. So maybe it's a little bit of like, okay, now that I can buy a lot of stuff, I am going to get it. And, you know, it helps when your friends and family also gift them to you, but anyway, good choice, bad choice, whatever. So I just feel like I've always had a love for this kind of thing, and I've always just found them so comforting. And maybe that's why I gravitated to the Squishmallows just in general, because they're so soft and cuddly and just again, just great cuddle bugs. Like, they're just so squishy, and it's just so fun to have them around. So it probably really is that like happiness and comfort factor as to why I started collecting in general. I did have kind of like the collector vibe as a kid though, although I didn't really like necessarily collect Squishmallows or stuffed animals. When I was a kid, I actually collected snow globes, so like globes in general. I could not tell you how many I had. I had so many though. I had everywhere between like the teeny ones to like the huge Disney globes that they used to make. I don't know if y'all have ever seen those. Let me know in the comments below if you have, but I used to have all sorts of those and I was obsessed. They were so cool, so pretty, but you know, you can't really snuggle with a snow globe. I mean, I guess you could try, but that would be kind of interesting. Not really, wouldn't really recommend, because I would be worried that I would break them. But like, that collector mentality, I feel like has always been there, even in my younger years. But then moving on to like later years, more recently, I would say I probably was gifted / got, because I like the first Squishmallows I ever got were gifts. But the first Squishmallow I got, I was trying to think, y'all, I'm not entirely sure. I'm between like two options for my very first Squishmallows. I believe I actually still have both of them, but I only have one of them like sitting here with me because I think one of the other one I'm thinking of is like in my storage-ish area of Squishmallows that I don't have out all the time, and I didn't have time to go look for it before making this video. So I'll probably pop a picture of it right here, but it was either, my first Squishmallow was either one of the like original stackable Squishmallows. It was the Panda. I don't even think I have the tag for it anymore because like that was so long ago. It was probably in about 2018. I can't remember if I already said that. I just thought about that. I was like, I don't know that I actually said the date. I think I got my first one in around 2018, and it was either this Panda stackable Squishmallow or it was this Squishmallow. This is like just the one of the flamingo, and I think this one's name is Cookie. So it was either this one or the Panda one, and I'm honestly not real sure. I probably got this one for like Valentine's Day, and the other one was a gift too. So it's just kind of like not entirely sure, just trying to think back, but I want to say it was the Panda. That would be like my final answer. But those are definitely like my first two ever Squishmallows that I ever got. So if that was 2018, around there, I would say closer to 2020 is when I started like noticing Squishmallows more. I feel like they were popping up in more places and more stores more frequently, because I feel like at first you only could find them at like random places, probably like Walgreens and stuff, but like it wasn't like the main thing going on. And I feel like they started gaining traction, and so in 2020 I started to see them a lot more in public. And then my friends would get them, so then I would get some more, and it just kind of spiraled from there. But I would say probably 2021 is when I started like seriously collecting Squishmallows, where I'd actually go to stores for drops, go to stores to look for specific ones, kind of keep tabs on what new ones are coming out, that sort of thing. So sorry y'all, I don't know if you can hear the background, and it got a little darker. I think it's about to storm right now, but it's okay. We love a little rainy ambiance for our little TED Talk. But anyway, I think 2021 was when I started like seriously collecting my Squishmallows. And then I started my Instagram account, which if you haven't checked it out, definitely go give her a look. I'd love to see you over there. I post some things about YouTube on there too, just kind of like involvement for like tier lists I do on YouTube or other suggestions and stuff like that, so definitely go check it out. But anyway, I have had that Instagram account as of posting this video on YouTube. I have had that Instagram for 3 years. I started that Instagram account in 2022, so it took me about a year-ish, I would say, I guess, of like really starting to get into collecting before I got myself to create that account. I will say I was very nervous about creating that account, but if I could like go back and tell myself something before creating that account, I would tell myself to do it. Do it, do it, do it. It has been so much fun. I have gotten to interact and meet so many fun people in the Squishmallow community and just like the plush community in general. So if you're out there in the same situation that I was before I started my Instagram account, and you've been like contemplating the idea, but you're like, I don't know if I'm gonna get judged. I don't know if people are even gonna like it. Like, is there even a point? I will tell you, I thought the exact same thing when I was trying to figure out if I was going to start my own account, and I would just try and gently nudge you to try it out, because it is just so much fun. Like, it has been such a fun part of my day, my week, my year. It just, I just could not, I would not take this decision back ever. Like, I would do it again in a heartbeat. It has been so much fun, and I've just enjoyed it so much, and it's just been really nice to like share my passion, share my collection, share my likes with other people that have like the same kind of mindset, or like the same kind of things, like want to see the Squishmallow content, want to see the Jellycat content. It's just really nice to know you have like that community behind you. So then I guess moving forward a little bit more, I obviously have more recently started my YouTube journey, which has been absolutely so much fun. I really have wanted to get into more long form content recently, and I finally pushed myself to create the YouTube account. And you know you can double up if you're thinking of like workload time wise too, like if you do Instagram and YouTube, or Instagram, TikTok and YouTube, or Instagram and TikTok, whatever combination you use. I totally understand the thought process of, oh my gosh, I'm not gonna have enough time to post on all my platforms. And I will say, like, I have made sure that I post like my reels on multiple platforms. So it's really easy to post my reels on Instagram and then come over to YouTube and post them on there too. I will say something like the trending audios does make it a little bit difficult, but I'll post what I can here on YouTube Shorts as well. And then that just keeps getting your engagement up and getting your content and your channel out there. And then if you're worried about the long form content too, just like go at your own pace. And like, I had to do that myself because I was like, I don't know how often I'm going to be able to pump out these long form content videos. And you just kind of usually find your rhythm of what you're comfortable with putting on. But I have just loved it so much because I've wanted to be able to share more of myself, more of my collection, thoughts and everything with y'all. And YouTube is letting me do that because, short form content is really what goes on Instagram and TikTok and places like that. Long form content isn't really as watched, I would say, on there, because people, just scrolling through their feed and they don't want to watch like a 10-minute video on there. So I totally understand. But also, if you're thinking those kind of thoughts too, like, oh, I'd really love to do long form content, definitely come over to YouTube. It has been, again, another great decision, I feel like, for myself. So definitely put yourself out there and you're going to be great. You're going to find your people, you're going to find your audience, and it's just going to be so much fun. So I guess through that whole timeline, mainly I have been collecting Squishmallows, and as you can probably see, mainly I collect the cow Squishmallows just because they're just my favorite. Like, if you haven't seen my favorite Squishmallow video, definitely go check it out. It talks about why Connor is my favorite Squishmallow. But long story short, Connor is the name of my fiance, and it just kind of clicked when I found out there was a cow named Connor, and I already liked the cows, so it just, sparked the whole herd happening there. But more recently, as y'all have seen probably on my YouTube channel as well, because I've shared a lot more of it here, I feel like, than on Instagram, I have gotten into Jellycats, and I just feel like the quality is so nice, and they're just like really like quintessential nostalgic feeling stuffed animals, like elevated nostalgic feeling stuffed animals, I guess is how I would describe it. I do think Squishmallows are like squishier, but I think Jellycat, like the quality is just so nice. I will say I do have to limit myself a little bit because they are more expensive than Squishmallows are, but honestly, like, it's still such a fun thing to collect. I will say it's just really surreal and crazy to be here after thinking back on what made me start my Instagram account, made me start this journey, and now having like over 500 Squishmallows, and now I have over 20 Jellycats in my collection. That is insane, y'all. And it is insane the amount of support and love and just, I don't even know, like just overall support and kindness that I've gotten from you guys on this account and on my Instagram. It's just so much fun. And again, like I said, if you are thinking about starting your own kind of channel, definitely do it. Like this is your sign. Take this as your sign to just full on leap into it and just try it out if it's something that you think is going to make you happy, because it is just so much fun. Like, it's so fun to be able to like come in my squish room. It's just like a serotonin boost when I'm around my Squishmallows or my Jellycats, or I'm going squish hunting or Jellycat hunting. It's just fun. Like, and we need some fun in our life. So definitely take this as your sign to like do it yourself, and it'll be good. It'll be good. But I guess that is pretty much my overall journey on maybe why I think I started collecting Squishmallows in general, and just kind of the journey from starting to collect them to the present day. But it's just been a fun journey, and I don't really see it stopping anytime soon. Maybe my interests will shift a little bit, because obviously, like, when I started this journey, it was really all on Squishmallows, and now I have Squishmallows and Jellycats. But I just, the more the merrier at that point. So I definitely don't see it stopping soon, and I just can't wait to continue to share my love for Squishmallows and Jellycats and all things plush related on here with you guys. But if you have any of your own collection stories or inspirations you'd like to share in the comments below, definitely put them down there. I'd love to read them. I always love hearing everyone's like unique collection starting story, because I feel like everybody's story is different, so it's just interesting to kind of like compare and also be reassured that you're not the only one that does this kind of stuff in your free time. But we hope you have a wonderful rest of your day, and don't forget to like and subscribe for more, and we'll see you next time. Bye!